day you're going to have and the experience that you're going to have today. But first of all, I just want to thank Mr. Larry Williamson and the Hale Black Culture Center for allowing us to have this event here. There's a lot of symbolism in doing this event here. Many years ago, 1994 to be exact, I came onto this campus as a young and excited college freshman. I found a home here at the Cultural Center when I got here because it was a place where students of color and could come and feel that they were safe and protected and could share thoughts and ideas and have meetings for their groups and organizations. So it's just very, very symbolic for me to be able to come back here and host this meeting here in a place that meant so much to me for so many years. Okay, so is everybody ready for today? This movement is about empowering, inspiring, and equipping minority women professionals across the country to survive and thrive in their careers. This is a series of meetings that we're doing across the country. So we've done the Bay Area and San Francisco, Greater San Francisco Bay Area first. We did New York about 2 weeks ago, and Columbus is our third city. And so what we've been saying is that we know that there are very few spaces where minority women, and we use the term minority very broadly, so we're thinking of women of color, women with disability, women who identify as LGBTQ, women of non-dominant religions, women who are immigrants, women who are lower socioeconomic status, and it's a very wide range of things that we're considering in this space, but bringing all these women of different backgrounds together in one space where they can share both their struggles but also their successes is what we're trying to do. And so our goal is that you would leave here and on Monday you would go to work and you would be like, yes, I can't wait, I'm going to do this, I can't wait, all those people all the haters, I'm going to deal with them, and you'll feel really good on Monday, right? But then we know on Tuesday you need to know, what am I actually going to do? What am I actually going to do? So part of what we're doing is trying to give you tools and strategies to be able to succeed in your workplace, in your school, in whatever environment that you're in professionally. So that's what we're trying to do. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Can we do this? Are you ready? Are you excited? Yes. It's going to be fun.
Thank you so much. It is a real honor to be here and to be invited and to see all of you gathered on this Saturday morning. Our regular council meeting on Monday, we passed a resolution recognizing the importance of minority women professionals. And, not just, you're all here for yourselves today, which is wonderful and empowering. And I want to tell you that you're also here for Columbus, because the success that each of you has is so important for our city. And that's why we passed a resolution recognizing and honoring that.
Ohio State University has always had a rich history as far as women are concerned. Yes, women are MWPs. Take into consideration that the first African-American woman to receive her PhD here in history was Dr. Helen Edmonds. She also has a building named after her, North Carolina Central. Take into consideration, she sent more than 20 students to receive PhDs here at Ohio State University. Dr. Alberta Turner was the first African-American woman to receive her PhD here at Ohio State University in psychology, MVP. Dr. Samela Lewis, our collection is one of the finest in the entire country, and it was under Dr. Samela Lewis, who was the first African-American woman in person to receive a PhD here at Ohio State University. In art history, we found out she was the first in the entire country, MVP. Take consideration even Dr. Valerie Lee, who received her PhD from Ohio State University. She's the outgoing chair of our African Studies, but also she was chair of the English Department, Women's Studies Department, and the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, MVP. You know when she was here that she had a 4.0 as far as her PhD work was concerned? Again, these things are tremendous accomplishment. We even had Congresswoman Joyce Beatty here as an executive vice president, so she played a better role. The first African female director of, or chairperson of our African study was Dr. Mary Ann Williams. So Ohio State University has helped that culture of MWPs here. Today, we wish you the best. Today, we hope that you get information because women certainly are MWPs.
I like to think in terms of 3 categories: mentoring, coaching, and sponsoring. I haven't made a career decision, and I've made several, without calling Alex and talking about the pros and cons of whatever it is. But I will always share with you that mentoring is so important to me, that depending on where I am and what I am doing, I will identify and I will reach out to other women to mentor me. And even now, as I retire, some of you may know her name, Donna James, who's the retired one of the retired executives of Nationwide Insurance. She's been on the cover of Black Enterprise on more than one occasion. I knew that I needed to be mentored and coached to figure out this transition in terms of the current life that I have now. One of the things that I would say about these lessons and all of this, two things I want to share with you. One comes from Mary, and even as you're looking today and you're focusing on you, and you should do that, you need to focus on you and your development. Remember, according to Marion, and I have lived this, service is the rent you pay for living on this earth. Not something you simply do in your spare time. And the other thing, and this is one that I work real hard at, it's okay to be the first, but please don't be the last. You have a responsibility to pay forward by reaching back and bringing and pulling others with you. God bless. Have a fabulous day.
About roots and who we are. Yeah, I talk about difference. Difference is not that you have to be better, worse at any time, but difference itself means there's a standard, there's a norm, there's something that's typical. So if you go to academia, if you go to any part, any career you find yourself in, you are in the sciences, there's a norm, there's an expected. There's, okay, most people in this profession come from this place or are this. And then comes difference. And difference means you're set apart. You stand out. You're different means you are something they are not, right? You are something that other people in that room are not. So as a woman in a male-dominated field, you stand out. So my roots come from Nigeria, obviously. And so we come from this place called Africa, which is stigmatized, the dark continent, the place where nothing good comes out of. And you land in a country like the US, a place of excellence. And what are you supposed to do with all the deficits you come with? Your accent, your color, your difference. And so that's the root I needed to embrace. But I remember being in the class and we were talking about topics and what are we going to do for our dissertation. I was excelling in the class, 2 black women out of me. And I remember one of them saying to me, write your story. You're different. You have a story. And I'm like, really? That's what I'm saying. So affirmation may come from anywhere. I mean, it took a white young man in the class to tell me, really, your story is unique. And so starts this journey for me with my difference. That's how I end up doing everything I'm doing now about difference. And I began to tap into the uniqueness of who I am. And I said, okay, I guess if you think it's interesting enough, who am I to question? So let's go with it, let's roll with it. And so began this journey and research on African-born women faculty. And boy, did it expose me to so much about the uniqueness and strengths of African people, of African women, of, their difference and what they come with.
someone isn't excited about a woman leader and just a leader. When I step into a room of surgeons, everybody knows me, right? There's not many of me. That means I better bring my A game, right? Because everybody's watching me. But that uniqueness gives you that stage, right? To be able to say something. We've heard about the importance of dreaming big and the importance of knowing that you can't even outline your biggest dreams. You can't envision them right now. But other people around you are seeing it in you. You got to listen to them. We can't succeed in the game if we're not at the table. You come into a room, you're in a conference room, there's a table there, and women are sitting off on the side. We talked about introverted personalities at one of the sessions too. But you got to be at that table.
Bringing others up, your ingredient number 4. You cannot make it alone, and you need to embrace those around you that are different, because their ambitions and their desires are no different than your own. Everyone matters, and everyone can make the difference. Who are these people in your lives that are facing barriers, that are facing the walls, and what are you doing about it? How can you make yourself excellent? How can you be the bridge that connects those that just need that little bit of support to make it just another day?
But then my mother, who is here today, one of the strongest women I know, has always taught me to take no for an answer, that there was nothing wrong with me. Just because I had a disability and I couldn't move my hands, my legs, that there was nothing wrong with my mind. And so, in becoming an advocate for disability rights in Ohio, I learned how to become an advocate first from her, and telling me and helping me find my voice, because we can't advocate for others unless we can advocate for ourselves. And so by me learning the rights of people with disabilities, I had a desire to go to law school. I am able to take phone calls from all different individuals with all kinds of disabilities, physical, mental, invisible disabilities, all walks of life.
It was very important for me to be out, to be able to advocate for my students, especially LGBTQ students of color who were having a hard time finding their place on campus in terms of not necessarily feeling that comfortable in the cultural center. We had an African American Cultural Resource Center because of their sexual orientation or gender identity, and then also not feeling comfortable in the LGBTQ center because oftentimes those spaces are white as opposed to having a lot of students of color. So for me, the visibility was important there so that students could see folks that look like them doing things with degrees, working in the community.
And I think one thing about Islam, if you are practicing the faith, we are very notable physically, which is a little different, I think, in the American mainstream. Faith is very personal. And we don't always identify faith by what we're wearing or what we look like. The agency I represent has been around since the early 1990s and was originally established to assist minority or Muslim women in the community that were in some way marginalized. So we really have a focus on empowering women and empowering families. I always say that within Islam, is the mother, but Ummah is the community. And when you empower the mother, you bring up the community. And so we really focus in on how we give women power, how we give them a voice, how we give them what is their due right, both religiously and within this society here. So we take that to heart. We take empowerment to heart, and that's working hand in hand with the current environment and what we're facing.
The term of Asian American covers a huge groups of nationalities and countries from various Asia. Our mission for our agency is that to improve the well-being and quality of life of Asian American and Asian immigrant family in Ohio by providing social services and empower individuals through training, education, and leadership. And so having said that, most of you think of Asian American, you think of us as that silent minority, the model minority. which we have face, but we have no voice. What I did, I decided that's why I'm going to reach out to my community by providing them education, workshop, information sessions, group discussions. By doing that, because it's one to bring us all together, and then two, through that, we can have powerful conversation. We can share our struggle.
Embracing our roots, regardless of where we are, what we're doing, at least identify whom we are and be verbal about it. Don't make any excuses and don't regret whom you are. Just make sure you are who you are and you take it with pride. Trying to create ladder sisters. Okay, so regardless of where you are, and I had somebody ask about the children, make sure that you're encouraging the children and the people who are coming below you to be able to aspire and feel comfortable in their own skin. I'm done.